Welcome back to the Graphite Curve Studio. Today I wanted to talk about me, who I am and what this channel is about. My name is Eric. I am the sole artist behind Graphite Curves. Some would say I've been drawing since I came out the womb, but not at this level. You see, I do remember drawing Power Rangers and things when I was a kid, but none of that was saved, so I'm not really sure. I remember drawing Star Wars characters and lightsabers when the prequel trilogies came out. When I got to high school, I got a bit more serious. My dad got me this book. I don't think I ever read it. In fact, it kind of scared me, because the pictures in there, they weren't pretty. They seemed to be scribbles in ink because they were, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to draw female celebrities and anime characters. Two images that stood out in my mind were one of Lindsay Lohan and one of Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist, which was my favorite anime at the time. Now it's Bleach for anyone wondering. I had an entire binder full of drawings. Video game characters like Lara Croft and Master Chief, celebrities like the girls from Charmed, and playmates like Tiffany Taylor. I was so bored with school that I would draw in class. I wasn't bad at school, I was just bored. School for me was too easy. I remember this happening every day. In algebra class, I would receive my assignment or test, finish it in like 5 minutes without a calculator in those days. We didn't have phones back then either. Hand it back in and start drawing. My teacher was fast at grading too, so he'd tell me that I got like a 95% or something. I'd always mess something up because I was in a rush to start drawing. And this happened in most classes I had. That was until senior year. A budding romance with one of my sister's friends, and I dropped everything to be around her. Others would say she was nothing special, but she gave me the attention I desperately needed. I didn't draw, I didn't play music, I just wanted to be around where she was. One day she just stopped talking to me. Some say it was because she got back with her ex, and was only around me because she was bored at school. Her ex was my sister's boyfriend. They both dropped us so that they could get back together with each other. High school drama, am I right? When I went to college, I started studying music, but I got bored with that because of the academic nature of it all. I don't think music should be graded, so I dropped that and started studying psychology. As an elective course, I chose drawing. Why not? It should be easy. I was wrong. It wasn't hard, but years without practice, you end up losing everything. Also, I used to draw sitting down and holding my pencil like I was writing. Now I had to stand up at an easel and hold the pencil with an overhand grip, so nothing I had taught myself mattered. I was still one of the best in the class, even though none of us were going to be art majors anyways. I still enjoyed it. It was so much fun I signed up for the second part a few months later. The professor was basically teaching Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards. She kept mentioning it, that this is where she was teaching from, but no one was required to get the book. This time I was in the class with art majors, but I was still one of the best. It was because it wasn't about the grade for me. It was about the creation and the expression. The art majors there were probably looking to check this drawing class off the degree requirements, so they could go into teaching also. At the end of the course, the professor told me that if I wanted to take the third part of the drawing course, I would need to change my major. To this point, I haven't told you how both my parents were in the science field, sort of. My mom was a school nurse, and my dad taught anatomy and physiology at the college I was attending. So I've been familiar with the human body since I can remember. So nudity doesn't really bother me. Seeing as I was sort of expected to go into the science field as well, I told the professor, "I'm good, I'm gonna go finish my psych degree now." She said, "I can tell you were meant to do this. You are an artist, you just don't know it." That statement kind of scared me at the time, so I put away drawing and focused on my studies. This is when I got my first job. I got a job at the college as a tutor. I was tutoring the science courses for $8.50 an hour, part-time. It was pretty good money at the time. Most of the tutors there saw it as easy money, and they had to work with more students than I did. At this point, I was taking whatever courses I could, just so I could keep working and make money. I took calculus and chemistry and even obscure courses like Mexican American art history, just to keep making money. I forgot about my major. At this point, some people would say I was drifting through life. Most people go to school to get a degree, to get a job, to pay for their school. But in a way, I was already teaching my peers how to understand science. So why would I want to leave? At the time, I had fallen into the New Age. You know, the law of attraction and the universe and stuff. I thought that I had manifested the perfect situation. Teaching science to my classmates and playing video games at home. Only I wasn't happy. I disliked a lot of the people I now worked with. I worked there so long, all of my friends graduated and left. So I started drawing again to get away from them. To be in my own world. I was drawing porn stars, as this was what I was watching way too much of at the time. I was so into drawing that I often ignored my work responsibilities. Then it happened. The day of the office Christmas party, the boss calls me into his office. After tense moments of speaking about how I planned to learn new subjects so I could help more, he tells me that wouldn't be necessary. They've decided to let me go. I was devastated. It was my first job after all. We found out years later that it was cost-cutting measures, as the college was looking to build more buildings, and a lot of us that were working there at the time were making $10.50 an hour. Good thing it was time for winter break, because I never wanted to see that building again. Because I was out of a job, I didn't know what else to do. I finished my degree. After 7 years, I got my psych degree, all while drawing in class. After college, I went to the university to continue my degree, determined to become a psychologist, someone like Jordan Peterson. I believed because I could manifest anything I wanted. I would just think myself thin, all while eating from every fast food place there was, every day. That finally caught up with me. It was about 2016 when I got very ill. I had to drop out of the program. In 2018, I was saved by Christ. This was because of a Stephen Bancar's video, exposing the New Age for what it was. Lies. But because I was new to this Christianity thing, someone I thought who had my best interest in mind told me that drawing was a sin. So I threw out all my old drawings. Looking back on it, I wish I never had. Because now I know it isn't a sin. Maybe someday I'll explain that, but someone I trusted got me to throw away everything I had worked for. In January of 2020, my dad buys me The Natural Way to Draw by Nicolaides, and wouldn't you know it, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards. And when the pandemic hit, I grabbed these books, determined to learn what I had forgotten. After studying the Bible, I learned that drawing wasn't a sin. It was the gift that God had given me, and I was determined to use it. I got up every day at 4 a.m. and started working. I worked for 4 hours every day, wanting to be the best. Near the end of 2021, I drew this. For a while it seemed like I couldn't get any better. Then in the summer of 22, my dad passed away. My mom was in dire need of money, so I prayed to God that he would give us a way to help. Thanks to God, money came in from all over the place, and we were able to take care of the bills. But I was determined to never be in that situation again. One year later in 2023, I started the Graphite Curves YouTube channel. After Myron Golden said, just do what you were gonna do anyways, just turn on the camera. The name Graphite Curves comes from my art Instagram account by the same name. I started it after reading the 4-Hour Work Week, and it said something about doing one thing today that'll take you a step in the direction of your goals. I needed a name. They said, make sure your name tells them about you, even without them seeing your bio. I thought, I work with graphite pencils, and I draw women with beautiful curves, and that was how it started. Some might say that I've had natural talent all my life, and I would say, yes, but it doesn't matter if you don't use it. Training, practicing, learning, this is how you get good. You can't just manifest it out of thin air. It doesn't work this way. You have to work every day to get better. Better than yesterday, better than last week, better than last year.